Hey guys, good morning. Brad Krantz. Welcome to my Monday morning leadership here today on Monday, March 16th. Hey, I'm going to be taking the next 21 weeks and going through John Maxwell's The 21 Indispensable Qualities of a Leader. I'll be sharing some snippets from it and my thoughts along with some reflections on this important leadership book. Today, of course, we're going to start on chapter 1, Character, Be a Piece of the Rock. You know, Bernard Montgomery said leadership is the capacity and will to rally men and women to a common purpose and the character which inspires confidence. I think that's very well said. You know, how a leader deals with circumstances of life tells you many things about his or her character. Crisis doesn't necessarily make character, but it certainly does reveal it. Think of the current situation that our world's in, too, and how are people responding. Adversity is a crossroads, really, that makes a person choose between one of two paths, character or compromise. You know, every time you choose character, you become stronger, even if that character choice brings negative consequences. You know, so what should we know about character? You know, number one, character is more than talk. And this is almost a no brainer. You'd think anyone can say they have integrity, but action is the real indicator of character. And I like to say, you know, action speaks louder than words. I don't want to hear what you're saying, I want to see what you're doing. Your character determines who you are. Who you are determines what you see, and what you see determines what you do. And that's why we can never separate a leader's character from their actions. And that's a big key here for me, and I hope it is for you too. If only this was understood and practiced more in our business world, right? I mean, I wish it was. Number two, talent's a gift, but character is a choice. We have no control over a lot of things in life. And again, our current world situation certainly bears that out. We don't get to choose our parents. We don't get to select the location or circumstances of our birth and our upbringing. And we don't get to pick our talents or IQ either, okay? But we do get to choose our character. Big point here, okay? In fact, we create it every time we make choices, you know, to cop out or dig out of a hard situation, to bend the truth or stand under the weight of it, you know, to take the easy money or pay the price. You know, as you live your life and make choices today, you're continuing to create your character. Think about that. Number three, character brings lasting success with people. This is huge. You know, true leadership always involves people. You know, John Maxwell said, you know, if you're looking around and you think people are following you and they're not, you're just taking a long walk. So don't take a long walk, be a leader. Followers do not trust a leader whose character they know to be flawed, and they will not continue following him. You know, you may fool some of the people some of the time, but you won't fool all the people all the time. Fourth, leaders cannot rise above the limitations of their character. Right? Have you ever seen highly talented people, or I could even say companies, churches even, suddenly fall apart when they achieve a certain level of success? Of course, we all have. We could go back 20 years to Enron Corporation. We could go back just a few years here to Seattle, where I live, and the decline and fall of Mars Hill Church. And there's a lot of other examples. The key to that phenomenon is character or lack thereof, right? People who achieve great heights but lack the bedrock character to sustain them through stress are headed for disaster. And unfortunately, we see it all the time. It's a terrible price to pay for weak character. You know, as you lead others at home or at work and in the community, recognize that your character is the most important asset that you have. And I don't think I could stress that enough. It's been said that the respect that leadership must have requires that one's ethics be without question. And may we all hold to that standard. You know, a leader not only stays above the line between right and wrong, he stays above the line between right and wrong, and he stays well clear of the gray areas. So guys, let's stay away from the gray areas. That's compromise, right? You can improve your character. I'm just going to give you like 4 quick suggestions here, but if that's an issue for you, an area where you need to work on development, you know, search for the cracks. Spend time looking at major areas of your life. Where have you cut corners? You know, is something going on there you need to change? Look for patterns. Do you have particular areas of weakness, things that kind of happen over and over again? You might need to adjust those. And you got to face the music. You have to acknowledge your shortcomings in your character in order to fix them. And then rebuild if you need to rebuild, and you have to rebuild a new future with a new character. But it can be done. So thank you so much for joining me today, Monday. And I hope you received some benefit from this message. It's got you to think. You know, if something I said struck you in a positive way, please feel free to hit the subscribe button And as always, you can feel free to connect with me on the social media links that I'll provide. Join me next week as we look at Chapter 2, Charisma. Have an awesome Monday.